Yo, what's going on, everybody? I had to wait a little bit. For those of you who are catching me like right away when I hit the go live button, I usually wait like 5 seconds. So that way it all kind of like spools up and catches up. But here we are. It's 1 p.m. here in Crystal Lake, Illinois. It's time for another live stream. Today's Tuesday, September 27th, 2022. And I did initially post that I didn't have time to put together trivia for today, but I was able to get one together real quick. Faster than I thought. So I think we're going to play a little bit of trivia today. The theme is going to be Kipchoge trivia because after all, he's on all of our minds after his performance over the weekend. Maybe we'll do two, one for the women's champion and record holder as well. So yeah, maybe we'll do that tomorrow if I can find enough facts on her. I mean, we did a little bit of trivia on her yesterday in the live stream, but today's going to be about the GOAT himself, Eliud Kipchoge. And yeah, we'll get to that. But first, let's say hi to everyone listening in on the audio-only version of the podcast. This is a game I think that is not visual, so you guys will be able to play listening along too as you're going on your run or driving home from work. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. And everyone watches this on YouTube later after the fact, hopefully you guys have had a nice dinner, relax, the dishes are all done, laundry's put away, and you're just kind of like maybe sipping on something nice. A little nightcap before you go to bed. That'd be nice. All right. Let's see who we got here in the chat. Eliza says, hi, fam. Hope everyone is well. What's going on, Eliza? Sean says, hey, everyone. Rest day today with some yoga with Adrian. That sounds nice. That sounds really relaxing. Tracy says, hi, all. I'm registering to volunteer at the Chicago Expo. First shift when it opens on Thursday. If anyone's picking up their packet early, I'll be scanning numbers. Stop by and say hi. Ooh. I got to figure out what I'm doing exactly for the trip. I do have some like late breaking details that I can tell you guys. It's not posted yet. I'm gonna go post it after the live stream. But the shakeout run, I think I'm ready to talk about. I think everything's set. I can talk about it. The shakeout run is going to be Saturday, like we've been talking about. We're gonna start meeting at the Bean at 10 a.m. And then we're gonna run up to the Lou Malnati's in Gold Coast. Because then we're going to have a pizza party shakeout run. I know it's like I'm asking you guys to eat. You don't have to, but I'm asking you guys to eat deep dish pizza the day before you run a marathon. We're going with the Michael Scott, pre-run carb loading approach. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm doing it with ASICs. We're going to have some giveaways, some shoe try-ons if you want to try on some shoes before the race as well for the shakeout run. So if you want to try on some shoes, get there a little bit before 10 a.m. at the Bean. We'll meet there, take a group photo, and then we'll all head up. We'll run along the water, kind of reverse route a little bit of what we've done in previous years. So we'll get that. And then we'll finish it up. We've got some spaces. You'll need to RSVP for this one. And I'll set it up in Strava where you can RSVP. But we'll set it up so that way we'll have the space from 10:30 to 11:30 for some pizza, courtesy of ASICS. And some other really fun. You're going to want to come to this one. If you haven't gone to anyone, even if you've gone to other shakeout runs where there's been giveaways, like this is the one that you want to go for. Like collectibles will be there. It's going to be really good. Yeah, I just saw some of the images of it today. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. So that's going to be Saturday. Friday, I don't know what I'm going to be. I was going to pick up my packet on Friday, but Tracy, since you're going to be scanning numbers on Thursday, maybe I'll try to get there. I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm staying with my running buddy at his house, and that's where I'll be all weekend. And he lives on the Blue Line. I haven't talked to him about when I can come by yet. I don't know if he has the boys that week or not. I don't want to be too disruptive for their home life. So maybe I'll go Friday, maybe I'll go Thursday. I guess I could just take the Metro down. That'd be a lot of just traveling around just to get the packet early. But we'll see. Hopefully I see you there. I know I'll see you at some point, Tracy, right? All right. Luis Becerra says, yo, what's going on? Brandon Palmer says, hey, all. Lena says, hey, co-fam, glad to be here. Booster shot did me in early, Sam, but better now. Awesome. I still got to get mine, and I definitely want to have it before the marathon. And I've given up. I don't know. I've lost my vaccine card. So I don't know where it is. As soon as I go and get my booster, I'm sure I'll find it, but I don't know where it is right now. And there's got to be, if it's going to be the thing where you get like a booster shot every year with your flu shot, then, they're not going to make you keep having to carry that card around, right? So there's no way that people are gonna have like the same. I'm gonna need. Yeah, people are gonna need to get new ones at some point. I need to get a new one. I gotta figure that out. All right. JC says, hello, folks. Dry and relatively cool weather in place. Good running week. Awesome. Glad to hear that. Man, it was like 50 degrees. I ran in a long sleeve today. First time this season I did that. It's getting chilly out for sure. I could have used some gloves, in fact, just because I like gloves, but my hands were chilly. Simon N says, good evening, everyone from the UK. Awesome. All right. Elijah says, yeah, goat trivia. Yeah, we'll get to it in just a second. All right. Tracy Smith says, how many miles for the shakeout? It's going to be it'll be just shy of 3. Just shy of 3 miles. And Sean says, at least it's not fettuccine Alfredo at mile 3. You know what, though? I got to tell you, I have eaten a big thing of like either like a pasta carbonara back when I used to eat meat, or like a fettuccine Alfredo, like the day before a race, and it's always done fine. Days when I've eaten pizza the day before a race tend to work out really well for me, especially when I'm traveling. I think it's because I just eat pizza so much all the time anyway. You know, Lou Sal said, you had me at pizza. Yeah, there'll be pizza. There's gonna be pizza. I was telling my friends over at A6 that like for years I've really just wanted to have a pizza party for the Chicago Marathon weekend, and I just haven't been able to figure out like, how do you call a restaurant? I mean, I know you just call a restaurant, you rent the space and all that stuff, but like, I was like, that's something I've always wanted to do, but it's one of those things where I'm like, I just get too daunted by the logistics of it. They're like, we can help you. And I was like, okay, let's do it. Leona says, sounds super fun. FOMO at Kafuji Chicago Shakeout. It's going to be good. Arlie says, sounds great for the pizza. Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm super excited to announce it. It's some plans that we've been talking about basically since like Fall Myth. So they've been able to put it together pretty quickly, but it's going to be really good. And I really enjoy Lou Malnati's. That's my personal favorite of the Chicago style pizzas, but it's the less kind of like cartoony of the Chicago style pizzas. It's the most like normal. But it's the kind that, we would order it for ourselves. Sean Marshall wants to know, any plans to review the endorphin shift 3? I'm going to say no to that one. I didn't even review the endorphin shift 2. Saucony sent me a pair last year, and I photographed it, but I didn't even wear it. I was like, I can't, that's going to hurt my knees if I put that on. So I'm going to stay away from that one. Underestimated said, flying out in 7 days, Chi-Town incoming. Awesome, man. Looking forward to seeing you. You guys are doing an event too, right? Are you doing? I thought I saw. Underestimated you're doing something with a whole bunch of people. I saw some sort of poster. You have to remind me about that. Put that in the chat. Let me know. Frank says, if you don't have or forget your card, they just give you a new one with only the new vaccine. I have 2 cards. Okay, that's good to know. Because when I went to get my booster, the pharmacist was like, no, you got to go. If you have it, go back and, I guess I said I forgot it. So like, can you go back and get it? So that way, I have confirmation of what you got for your first dose and when you got it. And so the thing is, I do have, here's the thing. I do have a picture of it, but it's on my phone, and I'm trying not to use like my phone. So like when I take the Metra, the commuter train to go to Chicago to the marathon this year, I'm going to like, normally you use your phone now to buy tickets. So now I can't do that. So like I have to like go to a kiosk, I think. Like I have to go and like talk to a human to buy a ticket. I think that's how I do it. I don't know. And then like if I go to the pharmacist, I'll be like, here's a picture of my vaccine card. I'm going to bring it on my iPad. And I'll be like, why are you bringing me an iPad? It's like, well, I don't have my vaccine card either. I'll just make up a story about how I lost everything. It's kind of embarrassing, but I'm trying not to use my phone. I've been relying on this guy. I'm pretty annoyed with the whole process right now, I gotta tell you. Tracy Smith says, deep dish at lunch the day before isn't a bad thing. I think it'll be fine. Plenty of time. Sean says, the day before was perfect. That's what I had when I PR'd. Fettuccine pesto with chicken. There you go. Yeah, see? I think people, as long as you're not eating it at mile 3, I think it's fine. I know some people have a hard time with like a lot of dairy before like a big race. I don't have that problem. Because if you think about it, like, do you ever say like, well, I better not have pizza on Friday because I'm going to long run Saturday? I mean, maybe some people do. I don't. So I think it's going to be fine for everyone. And if you're concerned, you can always just hang out, enjoy. I think there'll be some salads and stuff too. So it's not going to just be deep dish. That'd be pretty funny. It's like you must eat 4 slices. I don't think a person can eat 4 slices of deep dish. That's a lot of deep dish. Depends on how big the deep dish is, I guess. Matthew Quinero says, I like pizza on Friday before race and Saturday and, and post race. There you go. Yeah, I could eat pizza every day. Donovan Lassard says, oh, hi. My favorite thing to have the night before for dinner is chicken pad thai. That's interesting. I got an email from Chicago Marathon, like the blast email. They don't email me personally. But like I got the blast email and there's this thing. There's like a spaghetti dinner before it now. I don't know. It's at Millennium Hall. I don't know where that is. And I was looking at the menu, and the menu looked nice. There's a salad course, an appetizer course, and then the main course. I think that's how it was. But for the mains, there's no vegetarian option. There's like 4 pasta and meat options, but no vegetarian option. And I thought that was really weird. Even the 4 cheese tortellini has sausage in it. So I was like, I don't know. Casey A. Ritual Running says, hey, Coco, loved the afternoon for some miles here in New England. What's going on, Casey? Good to see you. Nice wave emoji. I love it. Matthias Ventest says, is there a big enough change between the Mach 4 and Mach 5? I've really been getting on with Mach 4 lately, and I want to get another pair, unless the Mach 5 is that much better. Thoughts? I mean, I love the Mach 4. It was one of my favorite daily trainers of last year. I do think that the Mach 5 is significantly better. Someone asked me, like, is it really, like, I can get the Mach 4 for $100. Is the Mach 5 really worth $40 more? And I think that depends on how much $40 is worth to a person. I would pick the Mach 5 every day. But, I mean, I'm not a normal person, and, like, is it worth it? That's is a sale version of last year's shoes worth it at the discount compared to the full price of this year's shoe? That's more of like that's more of a value question than a worth. It's not a pricing theory question, I don't think anymore. There's other subjective things that go into the valuation of it. And part of that for me is the novelty. I like novelty as someone that reviews things. I like new stuff, but the shoe itself, it's better. It's better by a lot. Are you going to be upset if you get another 4? Of course not. You love the Mach 4. So it's like the thing to think about is if you really love the Mach 4 and you're not sure about getting a Mach 5, get another Mach 4 right now and then get a Mach 5 later. Because then by then the Mach 5 might be on sale. So like that's one way to do it. You'll still get both, but like, yeah, it's not like other shoes where like 1 year it was garbage and then like it's not like Fresh Foam version 2 versus version 3. Yeah, I'd be like, don't bother with the 2, just go right to 3, right? But both were really good. But I feel like you'll probably end up getting both. So no rush. Get another 4 and then get a 5. Or if you like the novelty, get the 5. You're not going to be disappointed. The guy behind the guy says, since you can pay with the watch, can't use that to get on the subway? Yeah. So like the subway, I can use the Apple Watch and the tap to pay. They don't have that option. I don't think that there's a Ventra. Ventra is the app that you use for also for the city rail system, the subway system, but for the commuter rail system, the suburban system, I don't think that there's a Ventra Apple Watch app, and I can't just like there's nothing you scan by to get on those commuter trains because they're by zones and stuff, so you have to pay different prices depending on how far you're going, and it's just a little bit different. But I can't once I get to the city, everything will be that I have to pay for. I'll pay for with the watch and just tap to pay. So it should be fine getting around. I will carry actual cash around with me too. But like the hard thing is going to be like, I got to make sure I got the Uber app on this. Like one, making sure everyone can contact. That's like the big challenge for this like arbitrary, silly, stupid challenge is like, okay, I'm going like the Chicago Marathon is one of the biggest events that I attend all year. Probably the most important event that I attend all year. And then for me, I'm like this running channel, if you want to think of it that way. And then, so like, if you can't text me, you're not going to be able to get in touch with me until I get back to, at the end of the day, back to my running buddy's place, on the blue, like several stops out on the blue line from downtown. So like you got to have my phone number or else you're not getting in touch with me. I'm not going to be able to post selfies. Although I'll probably bring an iPad or a laptop with me, and then I'll have my GoPro clearly. So I guess if I want to post a selfie right away, I just need to be somewhere with Wi-Fi, which is everywhere. So it's not a huge deal, but like it'll be interesting to see how like not bringing a phone with me to the Chicago Marathon is going to be like super annoying. Like just even packet pickup. Like I think you got to bring your phone. I don't know if there's something that I could put on my watch to scan to get my stuff. Otherwise, I might be putting it on an iPad and see if that works. I don't know. Adam says you can't eat 4. I mean, a person can eat 4 slices. And Adam, I know you can eat, but like eating 4 slices of deep dish pizza is a lot. It's a lot. Like, I eat a lot. It's because it's so dense. And so even 2 slices is a lot for me. I usually eat 2. If I eat 3, like if we've ordered deep dish pizza and I eat 3 slices of deep dish pizza, I kind of regret it. But 4 would be tough. 4, I'd have to be motivated. Like there has to be some sort of bet or challenge going on. Yesterday, my wife and I were just trying to think. I saw a commercial. I don't know if I saw it on TV or on like Instagram or something. For Pizza Hut is doing Detroit style pizza right now. And Detroit style pizza may be my favorite style right now. Maybe I've spent too much time in the Midwest, but it's so tasty, especially now that it's getting colder. And I mentioned to my wife, I was like, you want some Detroit style pizza? She's like, yes. And so my favorite is Jets. And they have Jets in Chicago, but I was like, well, we haven't had Jets since we moved out here. And the closest Jets is 25 miles away. So I was like, oh man, guess we're ordering Pizza Hut soon. And I don't really like to order Pizza Hut or like from the big chains. So I don't know. We'll see. And I can't really make a Detroit style pizza, but that is a delicious style, especially when it's cold. All right, let's get to some trivia. And Tracy, wait, one more thing about pizza. Tracy wants to know, you'll have a vegetarian pizza at the party? It's a sausage that would do me in. There'll be like at least, yeah. There'll be cheese. We haven't set the menu yet, but I don't eat meat. So like if I'm going to eat something, there at least has to be cheese option, if not vegetable option. So yeah, you'll be okay. And Underestimated says, he does have a meetup on Saturday afternoon. Everyone's welcome. And he says, I saw you're running 740 paces, so I'll try to find the unofficial Kofuzi pace group. I just looked at my participant information yesterday. I'm in Corral C for anyone else that's looking for me. So, all right. Sorry about that, guys. Let's go. Oh, Jimmy Vigian, give me some backup. Detroit style is the best. Eric Paramount says, Detroit style pizza rocks. Stevie76 says, New Vienna style pizza. That's taco pizza. Taco pizza, it's not party cut, but a lot of times Iowa pizza is party cut. But yeah. Vittorio Vitale says, speaking of pizza, have you ever been to Italy? No, I have not. I would love to go. I would love to go on like just an eating tour of Italy. I guess I would run too these days, now, but like I would love to eat my way across the boot, I guess. I guess that's maybe would it start in Sicily? I guess you kind of have to, or maybe you end there. I don't know. I think I maybe prefer Northern Italian cuisine, but I've never been to Italy, so I'm not sure what I really like, I guess. All right, let's get to some trivia. Oh man, it's like 20 minutes in. We haven't got to any of the Kipchoge trivia for today. I don't know. It depends on how like many interviews of Kipchoge you watch. But I think that for some reason, the kinds of questions that I like to ask people, usually get laughed at by like other sports media. But for some reason, those questions get asked to Kipchoge all the time. And so there's many like sources that you can get kind of this information from. So this is a really fun trivia for me because this is like information that I would want to know if I were to sit down with him, but it's already been asked. So if I ever got a chance to interview Kipchoge, I have no idea what I would ask him. It'd probably be like, what's the closest thing to Ugale, but things like that. But, I don't know. But here's some questions that I would have asked Kipchoge if they weren't already asked. All right, number 1. You guys might know this one. Who's Kipchoge's favorite musician? Any thoughts on that one? 76 says Kipchoge's resting heart rate is 4. Yeah. 1HP says lots of fish in Sicily. I can go for that. Yeah. All right. Who is Kipchoge's favorite musician? Sean Marshall says Lenny Kravitz. Can you imagine if it were Lenny Kravitz? The other day, my wife and I were doing a lot of driving with the kids, and the kids kept asking me for music to put on, and after a while I was like, I'm tired of all this kids music. And I asked my wife, can you just put on some Lenny Kravitz? And so we just put on a Lenny Kravitz mix station, and they had to they made them listen to an hour of Lenny Kravitz, and they actually kind of liked it. I was like, there you go, finally some real music in this car. Although there's some of the artists that my kids like that that I actually do like. Sean Marshall says, full disclosure, I love Lenny Kravitz. He's corny, but still underrated. Is he corny? I don't know. I like him. Anyway, some answers that I don't think are real answers. Frank says it's Tool. Eric says it's Toby Keith. Can you imagine if it was Toby Keith? That'd be amazing. CV76 says Milli Vanilli. Interesting. Milli Vanilli, I had a single. I bought a single on a tape of Milli Vanilli before they were exposed. Duke BB says Bob Dylan. I could see that. Jose Neves says Flock of Seagulls. I'm not sure. But the first answer was the correct answer. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, Mika had it first. Kelly Clarkson. Kelly Clarkson is his favorite musician. He's mentioned this many times. I wonder I feel like, has anyone tried telling Kelly Clarkson to try and get Kipchoge on the Kelly Clarkson show? Do you think that I know he likes Kelly Clarkson, but do you think he actually likes Kelly Clarkson? I think that'd be a really bizarre interview to try and see him do. If she had him on the show. It's just amazing. But he said that in a Chris Chavez interview. Chris Chavez interviewed him one time remotely. It was funny because Chris Chavez got dressed up in a jacket for the interview. It was really funny. And he's also mentioned it in an interview he did with GQ that he loves Kelly Clarkson, but he usually only mentions the one song, Stronger, So I'm not sure if he just really likes that song and that's just the answer he always gives. And it kind of gives gets an interesting response from people. And so he keeps giving that answer, or if that really his favorite artist? Does he be if you really want to know Kelly, you got to go to the old stuff, pre-American Idol. Is there even pre-American Idol stuff? I don't know, but that'd be amazing. That's what I want to know. Oh man, you guys are coming up with some really funny answers. Running Dre says that's amazing. Leona Wong says I've seen her in concert. She's great. Deadmer Al says vomit emoji. Just lost all respect in laughing emoji. That's funny. Shannon says I can't actually imagine him listening to any music. Yeah. Frank said I didn't even know Kelly Clarkson had a show. Yeah, she's had a talk show for a long time now. I had it on just during the day the other day, and Blake Shelton, is that his name? The guy that's on The Voice. He was on, and they sang a duet together. It was actually kind of nice. Yeah. Eric says it's a great trolling response from Kipchoge if it's for that purpose. That'd be funny if he actually doesn't know any Kelly Clarkson music. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Louis says, who has Kelly Clarkson? Is she the voice winner or something? She won American Idol, the second year or something like that, or maybe the third year. Davin Patterson says, I was driving in Italy, and the only station that played in English was only playing Kelly Clarkson. True story. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's the only thing that plays, on an American song radio station in Kenya or something. Shannon says she was the first American Idol. Okay, there we go. Awesome. Oh, and Eric says she actually came in second on American. Who came in first that year? I don't know. All right. Let's get to question 2. All right. He answered this one very recently. If Kipchoge could run with any person, like dead or alive, I mean, not to run with a dead person, but like the person, it's an imaginary question. The person doesn't have to be currently living. If Kipchoge can run with any person, who would he run with? Did you guys catch this? Oh, Eric says, some dude named Justin. Oh, yeah, Justin, like, he had curly hair, didn't he? I don't know. Adam says, he would. You guys are saying Kofuzi. He would not be Shaman with color. He would not. He has no idea who I am. I can guarantee you that. JC says we would run with Kelly Clarkson. That would be amazing. Can you imagine if on the Kelly Clarkson show, first Kelly Clarkson has to do the Kipchoge challenge, where she tries to run Kipchoge's marathon pace, and then Kipchoge has to do a Kelly Clarkson challenge where he has to sing like an octave or an aria or something like that. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. All right. Adam says Kipchoge wants to run with Abebe Bikele. Nope. Let's see. I think Lusal had it correct first. He said he wants to run with Barack Obama. He says he would love to be able to run with the former American president. President Obama has that Kenyan connection as well. So I think that's part of it too. But can you imagine that? I feel like if they did that in Kenya, like the country would just like, I don't know. It'd be like a parade. Like it would just be a trail of people following along too. Like there's no way that they could do that. Like the country would go nuts. They would have to do that in the United States. There's no way. But can you imagine if they did that? Can you imagine if Obama was like, I'm gonna do a training camp up in E10 for like a month? I don't know if I always pictured that Obama could be a really great runner. I feel like he has like kind of like a runner's like build to him. He does play basketball. Enjoy playing basketball. But I mean, I don't know. Has he kicked the smoking habit? I don't know. I don't know how much. I don't know what his cardio situation is like. But again, hopefully someone tells Obama that Kipchoge wants to go for a jog. And we all know Kipchoge shuffles on his easy days, so anyone can keep up. I would love to see that. That'd be also good. It'd be great. Obama does Kipchoge's challenge. See how long that Obama can run at Kipchoge's marathon pace, and then afterwards, Kipchoge has to play one-on-one basketball against the president, Obama. Can you imagine though that if like Obama posts him up and then Kipchoge breaks an ankle? Oh my goodness, that would be like an international incident. Oh man. Louis says, "Is Obama the guy that went windsurfing?" Yeah, I think that's it. Stevie76 says Obama is a Kofuzi subscriber. That's funny. Yeah, guy behind the guy says an Obama, Kipchoge, Kelly Clarkson challenge would be like a three-way, 3 people, the star power. It would melt daytime television. Oh man, that's funny. Frank says Obama can't sing, so maybe he does have some aerobic capacity to him. There you go. That's a good point. Very good point. All right. Actually got a running question. Melvin wants to know, hey, Co, I've been paired with the Path Project's Sykes PX shorts. Just wondering if you know if the Graves PX with the side pockets holds gels pretty well. I prefer side pockets, but not if they flop. Thanks. It depends on the size of the gel. The ones with like regular pockets, I don't know the names of the pants, but there's ones that have like hip pockets, like they're like kidney pockets almost. They're like on the sides, right above your hip bones in the back. And there's another pair of pants that has regular like pants pockets. That one, if they're like science and sport gels, they're bigger, so they'll kind of flop around because the material isn't like super constrictive, so like anything that's in there can flop around. If you've got a Martin, it won't flop around too much. If you got a couple in there, it'll flop around a little bit. So yes and no, it depends. All right, Let's get to the next question. So we talked about, if Kipchoge could run with any person, who would he run with? Not running, if he could just meet any person, which celebrity would Kipchoge like to meet? Which celebrity would Kipchoge like to meet? I think he answered this question. My source for this question is from an interview he did in 2019 with Ineos, so like his own team put it together. So like I guess you could think about people who were really popular in 2019. You know. 1HP says, which sneakers would Obama wear? I'm picturing some black Nova Blast 2s. I have a feeling that he would probably wear some like Nike Pegasus. That's what I think. I think that Obama is a Pegasus guy because I think that Kamala wears Nikes when she goes running. And so I feel like, at that level, it's a pretty elite circle. So they're probably going to ask each other what they use, That's what I think it would be. I would think that if you were like the president, I guess Nike's an American company, but like, do you go with like Saucony or New Balance? New Balance actually makes some shoes in the U.S., so like maybe you go with that. But none of their running shoes are made in the U.S. Only like there's one line of casual shoe that's made in the U.S. I don't remember which one it is. It's one of the ones that comes in gray. I don't know. I don't like those. But I don't know. That's what I think he would wear. All right. Celebrity. Which celebrity would Kipchoge like to meet? Let's see. Sticking with Co. Shannon says Kelly Clarkson. You would think it would be Kelly Clarkson because he likes Kelly Clarkson. But I don't know. Matthias says Bruce Springsteen. Interesting. Daniel Head says The Rock. Can you imagine if that were the answer? Can you imagine if he's like Kevin Hart? No, The Rock. Like imagine if he like changed his mind like mid-answer. JC says B. Arthur. Let's see. Adam says Serena. That's a really good guess. I don't know. Maybe he would change his answer if you asked him that in 2022. Let's see. Frank says Iron Man. Eliza says John Cena. Did you know that John Cena set a world record for Make-A-Wish wishes granted? Seems like a very obscure wish to grant, but it's good publicity, and he's been doing a lot of work. Let's see. Steven's say Robbie Raccoon. Oh man. Fancy says he'd want to meet Nelson Mandela. I could see that. The first runner of the purple got it right. Lewis Hamilton. He said in 2019 in an interview with Ineos. Ineos just like interviewed him and like rapid fire questions. It's like the most boring interview I've ever seen. But the answer he said was Lewis Hamilton. I think that was that the year he won F1 championship? I know he's been good for a little while, but yeah, Kipchoge would want to meet Lewis Hamilton if he could. But I think that if you ask him in 2022 with Serena just retiring, I think that Serena would be a good choice. I could also see like Allison Felix. That'd be an interesting choice too. But yeah. I had no idea. I didn't know it. Like, can you imagine like Kipchoge being like, guys, we have to get our Sunday run in early so that we can watch the F1 race today. Do you think that the Sunday group run is moved around so that they can watch F1? I wonder. All right. Now, question number 4. We talked about he loves to listen to Kelly Clarkson, or at least so he says. But if he's listening to music on the run, or if he's just listening to music, what headphones does Kipchoge use to listen to Kelly Clarkson? Anybody know? I didn't know about any. I did a little bit of research into it. I didn't know that this existed. Terry Furlong is F1 race is a cure for insomnia. I got into F1 racing because it was like something that was on and very soothing to me somehow. When I was like hungover on the weekends, because in the U.S. it'd be on like super early in the morning. So back before my wife found me, a lot of mornings I'd be kind of just a little bit hungover, and I would watch cooking shows and F1, depending on the time of year. Yeah, true story. All right. Let's see. Rainrunner thinks he runs in Beats. Adam Fear says Beats. Eric Fensky says Shocks. Mika also says Shocks. Eliza says Shocks. JC says Beats. Ronald Dre says a lot of votes for Beats, like the Beats Fit Pro, that one. Or do you think the over the head cans, like Michael Phelps? Eric says oversized Bose. Bishan Mama says AirPod Pro. I could see that. You never see him with any pictures of him like walking around like the airport and stuff with earbuds in. Interesting. Matthias Ventus says latest earbuds from Radio Shack. The correct answer is actually, here we go. Devin Patterson says Skull Candy. My kids have a pair of Skull Candies. What happened? That brand. I remember reading a case study about that brand. Pretty funny. JP says his signature Shocks, and that is the very precise correct answer. So there's a pair of Shocks out there. They're red and black that are an Eliud Kipchoge signature edition, and they have his signature on it. Does it say no human is limited on it, or does it say? Yeah, I think it says no human is limited, and then there's an Eliud Kipchoge signature on top of that, on like the left-hand side of it. So I had no idea that those existed, but apparently it does. And yeah, signature edition. You guys can look it up. I don't know when they sold those or if they're still for sale or what. But I mean, like, they must not still be for sale, because if they were, I feel like we would have seen a million ads from Aftershocks about it already, you know? But yeah. Yeah, Eric says signature Shocks. Take my money now. Right? I mean, I think that must have been a while ago. I don't know. The color was nice. Matt says, overall, you Kipchoge fan, it's hard not to love the guy and his no human is limited outlook on life. Oh, yeah, I'm a huge Kipchoge fan. I think that, like, some of the Kipchoge worship is a little bit, like, over the top with some people, and I love the way that a serious runner lampoons that quite a bit. But, I mean, he's the, like the dream marathoner champion that I would dream up if I were to, like, if I could create stars for this sport. Like, Kipchoge is a guy that you would want, and like just the way that he just keeps on winning, is just incredible. So it's like, even if you're like, I really like the guys that keep winning, fine. If you like the guys that are good people, great. You got both in the same guy. It's amazing. Yeah. Mika says there's some of the signature Kipchoge signature Shocks on Amazon. They released in October 2021. Really? Sean says they're on REI for $130. Now, even Kipchoge can't sell me a pair of Shocks. I love the people at Shocks. They're all really nice. And I know that a lot of women prefer to run in them for safety issues, but I just don't like them. And I don't think that they're much safer than a pair of earbuds with pass-through audio when the mics can give you an ambient noise. So I just don't like them. I keep waiting for the technology to get better. Like, if they could get better, man, I would love it. But I just think that the technology right now is limited. So for I don't know that I would pay $130 for it. No, yeah, I don't. But I love that they exist. Brandon says the Shocks are the greatest single asset I own to running. Oh, okay. I know people swear by it, and I just wish that I could feel that way too. Matt says, I've been wanting to try swimming in Shocks. I've also been wanting to try swimming in them because I feel like that could make swimming a lot more bearable, I guess. I'm so bad at swimming. I kind of feel like I'm just drowning slowly the entire time. And having some tunes to pass the time, I think, would help. JB says, what are you running, Co? I've been running in the Beats Fit Pro. That's just been my favorite since my Jabra Elite 85 Ts died. And then I don't know what Jabra's doing. Like the 8, they've switched to switch numberings to 7 and 8, and I don't know where that fits with the 85s. And it just feels like they had the best earbuds on the market, and you could still find pairs of 75T and 85T like on Amazon and stuff. And I might pick up a pair just because I liked those so much. But I don't know. It's disappointing to see like when a company kind of like they're reconfiguring their model lines, and I don't understand. And all the specs seem to be going in the wrong direction, and I don't know. I'm disappointed with Jabra. Runner Dre said, anyone listen to the Alley on the Run interview with Dina Castor? She went through a lot to get that 6-star medal. I listened to the 26 questions. Did she do a post-run interview already? Devin Patterson, I'd love to see Kipchoge running in the non-elite hat. It'd be the most ironic thing ever. I don't think I could get him to wear. I don't think I've ever seen him wear a hat. He wears glasses, but I've never seen him wear a hat. I think I've seen him wear a winter hat. I'm trying to think now. I'm not sure. Matt Legrand quoting me, having tunes to drown to might be nice. I mean, it would. Let's see. Mika says, I've been wanting to try shocks for ages as I have difficult ears to fit ears in, though I managed pretty well with the Jabra 75Ts and the WF-1000 XM3. That must be a Sony unit, right? And he says, Mika says, I might try some of the aftershocks next. I think it's worth trying. If you have problems with them staying in ear, I think it's worth trying. All right. Question number 5 for today. This one's going to be a tough one. What does Kipchoge use to measure recovery and sleep? I think he uses it, the way he described it in the interview, he uses it more to measure sleep, but I think maybe for recovery as well. Let's see what you guys got. Oh, Rendry says, yeah, for the 26 questions episode, she did 2018 Boston, unable to finish, and went through a lot more challenges. Yeah, it was good. I mean, I'm excited. Someone mentioned that she's going to be on the Marathon Talk podcast with World Marathon Majors. She had mentioned that. I don't remember if she mentioned that in an interview or if she mentioned that to me. I can't remember. But I knew she was going to be on that. Very excited to hear from her like more regularly. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, and she ran in 2:45. So pretty impressive. And then did you guys see like World Marathon Majors put out like a little video of her finishing her 6-star, and then she gave out 6-star medals to other 6-star finishers on the day. And so people were like finishing their 6th World Major Marathon, and then it's like all of a sudden, surprise, Dina Castor is putting the medal on you. Impressive. So crazy. All right. Back to the question. What does Kipchoge use to measure recovery? Stella says Kouros. That would be a really good guess since he is a Kouros athlete. But according to a September 2021 interview with GQ, that is not it. Duke BB says, whoop, you're on the right track there. Lots of people saying Kouros. Sean, Leona. JC says magic. Uses cash to measure sleep. I'm not sure how that works. Frank says a clock. He actually specifically says, I'm not sure if I got 6 hours or 7 hours of sleep, so I use the blank. Fensky says the metric system. I mean, I don't know. Are hours considered metric? His height, Daniel says. The longer he sleeps, the more height he gains back. CV76 says sundial. But let's see. Matt had it. He uses the Oura ring, but who's the first one to have it? Oh, it was Mika. He uses the Oura ring. So like, I don't know if like the Koros Kipchoge edition came out right around the time of that GQ interview, but I'm sure that GQ interview was filmed before it came out. So I guess it depends on like exactly when, like, I don't know if Kipchoge became a Koros athlete with the Kipchoge Pace 2 edition. I'm not sure exactly how that worked out. And if you were asked that in 2022, would he say the same thing or what? But at least according to the GQ 10 things that Eliud Kipchoge, that marathon, like they have to preface it marathoner because they know most people won't know who he is. The 10 things that marathoner Eliud Kipchoge can't live without. An Oura ring, did I say it right? Oura ring is what he uses to measure his sleep. Because he says sometimes I think I sleep 7 hours, but I only sleep 6. So Ibrahim Hussein says Nike Fuel Band. That's also a really good guess too. Matt says pronounce aura. Oh, aura, like someone's aura. Am I saying? No, I think I'm saying both of those things wrong. I don't know. Mika says ow, like an ouch, Aura ring. Mika says Aura is another great Finnish company. We seem to do well with wearable tech at the moment. I don't know. However it's said, I'm going to keep just saying Oura. That's the only way I know how to say it. I'm not going to be... well, I should try and say it correctly. So if it's Aura, I'll say it Aura. Matt says Aura. No idea. The guy behind the guy says, my question would be, can Berlin engrave their medals with more detail in order to get another level of Kipchogeception? Yeah, have you guys seen the Berlin Marathon medals? It's a picture of Kipchoge. The medal is a picture of Kipchoge holding a medal with Kipchoge in it, right? Like it's, I don't know. It's pretty wild, Dominic Swarnowski says Kipchoge probably sleeps on a Nike Zoom X mattress. No, he sleeps on a Nike like the nature version. It's just crushed up Zoom X. Oh man. All right. Matt says I had it for a second, like aura ring. Okay, aura ring. I'm gonna try to say it right. Okay, aura ring. I'm probably gonna forget that. I gotta remember. All right. I got a bonus question for you guys today too. A Kipchoge bonus question. Here it goes. Bonus. What is Kipchoge's? And he doesn't say it Kipchoge or Kipchoge. Like it seems more like a Kipchoge when I hear him say it. But what is Kipchoge's favorite movie? Any guesses to what it is? Dominic Smirnowski says if you slept on a Zoom X bed, it'd be all that energy return overnight. Oh, that's so funny. Shannon says, I ran 60 miles with a Koros girl last weekend. Her watch gave her a full extra half mile on the same route we did together. Is Koros actually more reliable than Garmin? I think that the Garmin 255, the ones that are using dual band, are really accurate. So I'm thinking for Chicago, I'm going to be testing the Apple Watch. And then I'm also going to put the Stride Pod on my Polar Watch and then use the Garmin 255 dual band. So it'll be a 3-way test. So that's what I think I'm going to do. All right, Terry came along with the second time answering this trivia Deadpool as his favorite movie. I don't know. I mean, he understands English really well, but I don't know. That's a very deep level of sarcasm in those movies. Matthias says, The Usual Suspects. That is a really good movie. I feel like a guy with the name Eliud Kipchoge would really like a movie with a main character of Kaiser Soze. Don't you think? I think. Matt Legrand says Die Hard. I think Kipchoge thinks Die Hard is a Christmas movie, by the way. That's what I heard. People say. CV76 says, what is Titanic? Nice. Sean Marsh says, I know none of these. Here goes nothing. Armageddon. That's been in the news with the thing that NASA did yesterday. Luis Becerra says Police Academy. Did you guys know? Here's some trivia for you. Police Academy was like those movies, because there were many, were my favorite movies. Like when I was kind of like my daughter's age right now, like fifth grade and maybe a little bit younger. I remember like begging my dad to take me to the movie. I saw several Police Academy movies in the theaters, and I just thought that they were so funny. I mean, I don't know. I love those movies. I mean, I haven't gone back to watch any of them. I don't know that they probably hold up, but Eric Fensky is anyway. Eric Fensky's guessing that Kipchoge's favorite movie is Shawshank. Sean Devon with Dolphin Tale 2. Eric Berman with Kelly Clarkson biopic. My final answer. Oh man, I'm gonna stop you guys right here. These are really great answers, but it's actually a trick question. Kipchoge, they asked him this. The Ineos people interviewed him for a video going on like the Ineos through the Ineos channels. They're like, favorite movie? And Kipchoge goes, none. I don't watch movies. Can you imagine that? Like, he's just like, I love Kelly Clarkson. Oh, really? So then do you watch TV? Oh, I watch American Idol. Oh, do you have a favorite movie? No, I don't have time for that. Oh man, isn't that funny? I just think that's so. He was just so like, next question. He just didn't find any humor in it. He didn't even try. He was just like, nope. Frank says he's never seen a movie. No, he's seen them. I guess he didn't like any of the ones he's seen enough to watch more of them. You know. Stevie76 says he watches YouTube. Do you think he watches YouTube? What do you think Kipchoge watches on YouTube? You know, they've been really enjoying the. I think he's been getting into the aerobic dance, the aerobicizing. Who was I listening to an interview with? Was it Faith Kipyegon? Chris Chavez interviewed someone also on the NN team, trains with Kipchoge. I don't think she's a different distance runner, so she doesn't train with him, but she trains at the camp. And she says that they do the aerobicizing early in the season, you know, kind of almost like preseason stuff. But yeah, maybe they watch that. Maybe they watch Yoga with Adrian. Maybe. Sean says maybe he reads or goes to the plays. I don't know. The grand says, Kipchoge says, I don't have time for movies, but Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Stevie76 says, Kipchoge YouTube searches how to activate your glutes. Can you imagine if he's just like looking at these videos and he's like, I've done these exercises and I have no idea what that means if they're talking about activate glutes. Oh my goodness. Frank says he's watching the stream right now, but he's just lurking. Can you imagine that? If he's just like, yo, I've been here the whole time, guys. Kelly Clarkson is the bomb. Oh man. JB wants to know, is Stride your favorite foot pod? As far as I know, I can't name 3 foot pods. So I know Garmin has a variety of devices that can be used with Garmin only devices, as far as I know, to give you foot pod type data. But I don't think they sell the Garmin foot pod anymore. You can buy like a waist belt attachment, and then I think they also built it into the chest strap. But I don't think they actually sell a foot pod anymore. Zwift sells a foot pod, but I don't think you can use it outside of the Zwift app. So I don't really know who else makes foot pods. Like, I'm surprised Wahoo doesn't make one. You know, I don't know. But Stride is kind of like the default. You know, I don't know. Yeah, Sean Devlin says the same about movies, though. I watch maybe a movie a year. Can't sit still long enough. I mean, if you count kids' movies, I watch a lot of movies. But if you don't count kids' movies, I probably, back before like the pandemic, I would see maybe like 3 movies a year. And all 3 of those would be with like my brother-in-laws and my father-in-law. Like, that's what a lot of times happens when we go back and there's a bunch of us there. We'll go and be like, all right, let's go watch a movie. And we'll go to the one that sells beer. And we'll sit there, you know. Terry says, how much would you freak out if the Go left you a comment on a shoe review, I wouldn't freak out at all because I would be certain that it was fake. Like, there's just no way. Like, if it was like, if it like the username was Eliud65932, you know what I mean? I'd just be like, this is not Kipchoge. There's just no way. Yeah, Daniel says, remember when Nike had that little device you could put in the sole of your shoe? Yeah. And then Under Armour, I don't know if they still make it, but they made a device that goes in the shoe and doesn't come out. It stays in there the whole time. So there's a couple other devices that are out there doing it. I just don't know, like, other than Stride, I don't know who's doing it well. Stevie76 says his YouTube handle 159. That makes sense. That's better. Eliud 159, maybe. Oh, that's so funny. Stella wants to know if there's going to be a Chicago Marathon meetup next month. Yes, I mentioned it at the top of the hour, but Saturday, 10 a.m., we're all going to meet at the Bean. If you want to try on some Asics, I'm going to do it with Asics. If you want to try on some Asics shoes, I'm not sure. I'll get a list of what they're going to bring. But if you just want to try on some new stuff, not that you're going to take it and race the next day because you don't want to do that necessarily. But if you're like, I've been dying to try a pair of Glide Rides or a pair of Nova Blast 3s, that could be a good time. We'll get there a little bit before 10 o'clock, maybe like 9:45, 9:40. We'll leave at 10. Well, we'll meet at 10, take a big group photo. Otherwise, I'll forget. Take a big group photo by the Bean, and then we're going to run up along the water to Lou Malnati's in the Gold Coast. And then after that, we're going to have some pizza, little pizza brunch, pizza lunch. Because who doesn't want to eat pizza the day before a marathon? After that. So that'll be the hangout. There'll be some giveaways, some really cool merch to give out. So you guys, if you're going to be around, you don't want to miss it. And this year you should be able to, if you are signed up for the 5K, you should be able to do the 5K and then come over and hang out too. Or you could just meet us. You don't have to do the run to get the pizza. You can meet us for the pizza later. Just make sure you RSVP. I'm going to put out a link this afternoon for that so you guys can find it. And so you'll find that in the Strava group. So go to the Kofuzi Run Club group on Strava. All right. I think that's going to be a good place to end it for today. That was really fun. Kipchoge trivia. Let's see if we could do another Berlin Marathon trivia tomorrow. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe by the end of this week, we'll try to do another one. Because then next week, we'll probably end up doing some London Marathon trivia too. So super fun. Probably won't have a video ready for you for tomorrow, but we'll do another live stream. So same time as today, 1 p.m. Central Time. Hopefully I'll see you then. In the meantime, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.